Good YouTubing, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and visiting the channel and checking out the review. What we're going to talk about is Gold Label by McFarlane Toys Spawn Ninja Spawn. We're going to go for the piece count, the tooling, the scope, the paint ops, and the points of articulation. Plus, we'll scale the figure next to other Spawn figures. And at the end of the video, you know we're going to have those photos for you. But right now, what do you guys think about this figure? Do you think it's a fair price or not a fair price? Let me know in the comments. Me, myself, I think the prices are pretty fair and the characters are really good. Some of the characters are better than others, but man, I think they're great. But come on, guys, you know what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and roll this guy off the stand and let's give him a measure to see how tall he sits. Okay, so let's go ahead and break out the stick and we'll start with the inches side. Go on the back here, looking on the inches. Looks like he'll be right at 7.5 inches. Okay, flip it over to the centimeter side. If he's at 7.5 inches, he should be right at 19, a little under 19 centimeters. That's where he's at. That's where he's standing. And that's what we're working with today. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that size comparison. We'll start with the medieval Spawn here. There you go. Much bigger character. I mean, Ninja Spawn might be a little more agile, but Medieval Spawn is a bulky guy. He looks like he'll do some mad damage. Okay, you see the comparison there? Let's go ahead and throw the big guy Monolith in the mix. There he is. Tap him down there. Okay, we see him. All right, got the three characters there. Only guy we're missing is Sin. We're missing Sin. We can put him in there. I think this is good enough. You see the idea of the characters, of the Spawns. There you go, and there you have it. Okay, let's go over the piece count and the tooling. So he has 2 additional hands there, as you can see, and he doesn't have any additional hands, but he has 2 pairs of weapons, so that makes 4. He has a weapon holder, 5. He has 2 more weapons, and that makes it 6, 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the piece count. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and look at the first piece. We'll start with the holder that goes on his back. Okay, there's the holder. It goes into a peg system. This is painted with some nice dry brushing to give that effect right there. You know, you got the gray, got the kind of dull look. That's a lot of dry brush. It looks good. Good outline on that. Nice little sculpted mold. It looks good for the swords to hold in his weapons. I don't know exactly what his swords are called. They are, the same things that Cabal uses in Mortal Kombat, and I forgot what they were called. But Cabal uses the same weapons. But there you go. That's that. You see it? Okay, they slide up in there and they stay in there, they hold, and they get on his back. Okay, so let's go for his nunchucks. Okay, you have the nunchucks here. This is very hard ABS plastic here, and then you do have some flexible ABS. It is not to the point where you would keep moving it, because if you did, this would snap and break very easily. That is for effects, for him to hold him, to make it look like you just hold them like this with both hands. And then you have another pair, which I'm fixing to show you, that are more of an out motion. But there you have it. That's all you're going to see on the nunchucks. You have the black, nice grace handles, painted black all the way around. And then you're going to have the spikes where the connections are for nunchucks with little spikes on it, painted in gray also. That's it. Nothing wild, okay? Here's the second one. Same as that concept, more open, that gray paint on the kind of spikiest chains. Then you have the black handles with the grooves on them, painted black, and there you have it. Very simple, okay? Let's go to the weapons. Weapons has the hook here, all the way down, and then you have this little hook, okay? Flat surface, flat gray paint, and then you're gonna come here, they're gonna go ahead and carve some grooves in, and then they're gonna dab it up with the dry brush and put some of that blackish color to give it that effect that it's been, dull, and it's got some writing in it. You can see it here, look at this. You see it's got some writing, some spelling, some dullness, some battle damage, but you can see it there. Even have some stuff woven here with this cloth, right? Of course, that's plastic. That is not cloth. And there he has a knife and a blade at the very end of the weapon, right? Nicely done. We like that, okay? And that's the last one. The last one is here. It's the exact same. You can see it. Nothing different. Completely the same. Same wash, same colors, same everything. Just on the other side of the hand, you can use it. You can use it on both hands. It's the exact same weapon, right? You see it? Nice detail on there. Let's go closer. Very nice, right? Not too bad, not too rushed, but it looks good enough for this figure. Good job. Okay, and that's gonna do it for the accessories and the piece count. Okay, so let's look at the tooling, the sculpt, and the paint ops. We'll start looking at the character outside. We see that the tooling, I'm looking at it here. I don't see anything bad with it. I see the outline of the character's fine. You know, unless they hit it real well with some sculpting. But the tooling on this figure, pretty good. I know they use this guy with the multiple characters because he's there's other variants of him. But I'm pretty sure they use the same tooling on this, or they might not have. But I'm quite sure the tooling was the same on this character. But you see it, looks pretty good. Legs are proportioned. Legs are proportioned there, arms, head, everything's in proportion. So tooling is good. Okay, let's check out the sculpt. Okay, we'll start with the head. I'm liking the sculpt, especially in the face. The face is sculpted pretty nice. You see that the top of the sculpt has some kind of like hair coming out of it. You can see like there's hair coming out. Almost looks like there's another face here. See that? That's pretty cool. But it's lots of stuff raised up here. The helmet's raised up. Very nice sculpt. And then you're coming down here to some of this chainmail, and it's just sculpted very well. And it's blending in to covering his mouth. He's got that Spawn face. They did well right here, sculpting here. Inside the eyes, you can see how they sculpted in the eyes very well. See that? Inside the eyes, okay? And then you're gonna come around to the back area of here. Nice sculpting here. You got that spikes, and then you got the brushed up of the armor coming there all the way around. And if you look, all that detail sculpting, a lot of detail on the top of this figure, especially with the chain, with the leather here and the chain. You can see that great sculpt on that, right? Spikes out here, spikes up. They did a very great job on that. See the back kind of tore. Then you have the belt with the stars on it right here. You see the stars on there, right? That sculpt is nice. You got the belt sculpted out, and then you have the stars put on. Pretty nice. Goes all the way up through the underarm. Nicely done. Then you're gonna go to his arms. You know the arms are sculpted well here. You see the raises to make it look like muscles. We know that looks good. Always looks good. Okay. Then here goes the gauntlets. Your gauntlets there, sculpted very nice. All the way to the arm to pertain him, because this is not any kind of like PVC plastic that moves. It is stationary. But so that's paint, and that's sculpt. So that looks great. Then you have the knuckles here, the protection, all sculpted on. Very nice. That's like that on both sides. You go to the middle of the figure, we know the sculpt is good on that. You see the ridges, the muscles, whatnot, the big belt, and the center of the belt, that logo with that skull, that kind of a white skull, grayish skull, whatnot. Then you come down to his tunic here, which is not soft goods. That is PVC material, flexible, and that's in the back as well. Okay, and you do see that his thigh here has some sculpting, and they got that painted sculpting there, all the way down to his boots. Nice, very, very detailed sculpting on that, because you're having a sculpt in his calf. Then you're having these belt buckle loops tying on the top. Then you have this here. I mean, there's a lot of detail in the figure, all the way even down to the feet. Once they sculpt the feet, they even had some padding here, and that's gonna be in on both sides. So guys, man, the sculpt on here is fantastic. Very detailed and a very good job. Really like it. So let's check out the paint ops on this. All right, you see it. So start with the head. You see the paint ops on the head. So all this, after the sculpt was done, they got that blackish gray and got a kind of dry brush to it. So you got that effect of kind of a wear and tear, right? And in the middle here, you're going to have where it's covered his mouth, almost like, you know, some kind of cover will be that black, that reddish, and that white. And his eyes are green, of course, and they're real sunk into his face, into that helmet. So that looks good as well. Nicely done. Okay. Then we know that his head it's a big pivot, so they make sure that they got it painted right there as well. Pretty nice. Okay. So we know that on the top here, protection on the shoulder pads, all painted well, dry brush well. Very good. And they made sure they did the same as they did up top. They made sure they did here as well. As you can see, nicely done. Added that white. You got it here, right? And you have these claws here with a little bit of kind of a yellowish paint, just to have it different right there, okay? And then in the middle, you have this logo, that Spawn logo on the body, in the white color here, kind of hidden. You got that, right? Then you have the belt painted in that dry brush gray and black, right? Then you have this kind of a whitish, tannish with some black accent inside it. just to give it a little bit of battle look, right? Then you have the legs, of course, with the kind of white. It's kind of a grayish white, and then they have the grayish battle damage on it, just like they would have on this. Same on this leg here. And if you go down here, you're going to have that same gray, dry brush, grayish black, and then you're going to have that white, right? And then the figure, red itself. So all the figures red. You can see where it's all red at. Not too bad, right? Man, for me, this is a good figure. This is a great figure. I mean, feet looking good. Look at that. It's just a great figure. It's a peg system. I'm going to go ahead and give this figure, just by the looks. I know the articulation is a little bit funny. No thigh swivel. A couple things could do better. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. Guys, let me know what you think. Okay, guys. So I guess this fell out when I was unpackaging, rushing, whatnot. But this is something else that's in there in the piece count. So you see this? I think this holds the card. What? I don't know what it holds, but it seems like this is the card holder. So whatever you would like it to hold, your picture, the card that's in the box or whatnot, you do have this. I don't know why you would need this. I don't even know why this was printed. This is very hilarious to me. So if you wanted this, it's in the box. That is for you. That's it. And you guessed it. You can get it at Walmart.com or your local big box store. So what are you waiting for? Check them out! And this brings us to the end of our video. If you found the video informational or you just simply enjoyed watching, please hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. And as always, this has been another toy review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.